Before I say what I'm about to say, I'm going to give all of the credit in the world to Brett Phillips for making that catch. It was very impressive, but it almost seemed like he was more or less falling with style as opposed to diving, and it made me laugh because it reminded me of everyone using dolphin dive in Black Ops 1. Hopefully some of you understand that reference. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Bobby Witt Jr., the rookie sensation for the Royals, has made Major League Baseball history, not just for a rookie, but he became the first player ever to do this. Phillies players are in some hot water right now because of a personal decision. We'll talk about that. I'm sure the comments are going to be so much fun when we talk about that part. And then Max Scherzer as well as Francisco Lindor. Yeah, they were hyped up yesterday playing the Braves. Remember, guys, if you're going to any baseball games, concerts, anything like that anytime soon, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order. And also a massive shout out to every single person watching today's video. We finally hit 400,000 subs. I can't believe I'm even saying that out loud. So this would not be possible without you guys. I'm happy that baseball brought us all together. And without further ado, let's start talking baseball. So before we talk about the Phillies situation, I want to talk about a Philly that is going to be in the home run derby. Kyle Schwarber, the other players that have officially announced that they will be in the derby: Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., Albert Pujols, and the two-timer. He is coming back for the crown, Pete Alonso. They will all be in the home run derby. So let me know in the comments, the final three spots, who do you want those to go to? Do you want an underdog like Jose Ramirez? Do you want someone like Akil Baddoo? Speaking of Akil Baddoo, he's finally back on the Tigers, but who do you want to be in the derby? All right, let's go ahead and get this story out the way because, again, I'm sure the comments are going to be mixed and they're going to be very rational and respectful. JT Realmuto, Aaron Nola, Alec Boehm, and Kyle Gibson have all essentially been banned from playing the Blue Jays in Canada because, if you did not know, Canada requires all of outside visitors to be vaccinated before entering the country. So because those four players chose not to get vaccinated, again, they've essentially been banned from entering the country. So let me know in the comments. I'm sure, again, they're going to be respectful. What do you make of this story? Now, speaking of the Phillies and Aaron Nola was actually on the bump yesterday versus the Cardinals, and he and Miles Mikolas were actually kind of matching each other through the first 4 innings, and then the 5th inning happened. Corey Dickerson got the party started for the St. Louis Cardinals, and Mundo Sosa and Kisner continued it, all while Miles was carving up the Phillies on the bump. 1 earned run and 5 strikeouts over 7 innings, as he is easily enjoying his best season in the big league so far. He has a 2.62 ERA. Corey Dickerson added insult to injury with a 2-run blast, and Lars Nootbaar. I'm so excited that I've been able to say Akil Baddoo and Lars Nootbaar in the same video. Those are my 2 favorite names in baseball. The Cardinals have won 2 games in a row, and now they're just 2 games back of the Brewers for first place in the NL Central. Here we go, one of the most important series of the first half. We have the Mets taking on the Braves. New York is just 1.5 games ahead of the Braves coming into this one. So the Mets, they can't just have Max Scherzer. They need Mad Max. Now, he got some help from Polar Bear Pete on his 72nd RBI of the season. That almost doesn't seem real. And the Mets did, in fact, get Mad Max. He was putting folks in a blender all day long. He struck out 9 over 7 innings, and he was throwing a shutout until the All-Star snub, Austin Riley, hit one 420 feet back to New York. That dude is going to be a problem for the next decade, I feel like. Luis Guillorme got that run right back on a pimp job, and that got Francisco Lindor and Max Scherzer fired up. Edwin Diaz, I'm going to say this right now, he has been the best closer in baseball to begin the first half. I mean, he struck out the side. He has a 1.73 ERA, 19 saves, and an insane 18.1 strikeouts per 9. He has 73 strikeouts in 36 innings, which means that he is striking out over half of the hitters that he's facing. The Mets are back up to a 2.5 game lead over the Braves. That was a big-time W. We all entered the Crone Zone on this swing. Jake is having a down season. You can't see, but I'm putting that in quotations because he's still having a pretty good year. 31 extra base hits, 45 RBIs. I mean, when he's slumping and still putting up those numbers, that is insane. And Manny Machado's first half, it's been one for the ages. Manny now has 15 home runs after that 450-foot moonshot. He's hitting .310 with an almost 5 F-WAR in the first half of a season. Both Urena and Manaea only gave up 2 earned runs, so I knew that this one was going to be up to the bullpen. And CJ Abrams helps out his bullpen. He connects. That one went 430 feet. I know it was Coors Field, but regardless, 430 is 430. Taylor Rogers of the Padres yet again gave up a few runs, but he closed it out for his 24th save of the year. Now, considering the Dodgers Padres have won 7 straight. This was a much-needed victory for the Padres, but they're still 7.5 games back. Dalton Varsho, one of my favorite players in baseball, he clutches up yet again with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .322 with an almost 900 OPS on the season when ducks are on a pond. If you have no idea what ducks on a pond means, that is simply saying runners are in scoring position. Merrill Kelly did his best to keep his team in it. He went 7 innings, allowed just 2 earned runs, and good thing the Diamondbacks acquired Sergio Alcantara because his RBI single ended up being much needed. The Giants scored 2 in the 8th to bring it to a 1-run game, but Mark Melancon, he wasn't having any of their comeback as he grabs his 12th save of the year. Now, real quick, I want to talk about Whit Merrifield because he did not play in yesterday's doubleheader versus the Tigers, which means his streak of playing 553 straight games has officially been snapped. He was going for the record that was set by Cal Ripken Jr., but that will never ever be broken. That is the safest record in the history of sports, at least in my opinion. So Witt, unfortunately, he wasn't in this one, but they didn't need him as Vinny Pasquantino ripped his first big league home run, and then later he plates Bobby Witt Jr. on an RBI single. I promise we're going to talk about Bobby Witt in just a second because we got to talk about Brad Keller. I think I've said this before. He has been the best bad pitcher in baseball this year. He throws a gem, then he throws 2 stinkers. This one was one of the good ones. 9 strikeouts over 7 innings. He only allowed 3 base hits, so the Royals, they get back-to-back quality starts from Zach Greinke and Brad Keller. Now on to game 2, where Bobby Witt Jr. had some fun. He doubles in MJ Melendez and then grabs another RBI in the second. Ryan O'Hearn took advantage of MJ and Bobby being on base. He plated them both on a 2-run double. Now let's skip to the 8th, where Bobby yet again finds a hole to bring home another run. He became the first player ever, I'm talking about in the history of Major League Baseball, to have 6+ hits, 3+ RBIs, and 3+ stolen bases in a doubleheader, and a doubleheader sweep, I should mention. So for the season, Bobby has 35 extra base hits, 45 RBIs, 16 stolen bases, and a 110 OPS plus. The Rays, they've had a lot of big hits this year, but this might be the most important. If this team can get Josh Lowe going, it is not going to be fun facing the Rays in the second half. Yandy Diaz had his first of 3 hits on this RBI single, and before you could even grab a bag of flamin' hot Funyuns, the Rays had put up 5 runs. Now, credit to the Boston Red Sox for fighting back. You can see the score kind of changing as we talk, but this was all Tampa Bay. Diaz ropes another RBI base hit, and the former Cleveland players absolutely took over this game. Ramirez, who was on Cleveland last year, he drove in a few, and Yu Chang, who was on Cleveland like a month ago, he also drove in a run. So the Tampa Bay Guardians scored 10, 6 of them from former Cleveland players. Just do not make trades with the Rays. I promise you, it is never going to work out in your favor. So the Red Sox are now 2-5 against Tampa Bay this year, but they're a half game ahead of the Rays for second place. The Guardians offense might be the most confusing offense in all of baseball because they scored 20 one day, and then over the next 3 games, they scored 2 total or something like that. But this was a fun game to watch. Fran Mills singles home Ahmed Rosario, and rookie Nolan Jones is proving he's actually part of the Avengers. For him, I mean, he completely shattered his bat. It went into 2 separate pieces, and he had enough power to get it to the outfield for 2 RBIs. Miles Straw is finally getting it going, and Nolan Jones stays hot as yet again he drives home 2. So that's 8 RBIs in his first 4 games. That is tied for the most ever by a Cleveland player in the first 4 games. Miles Straw delivers again. He's now hitting .440 over his last 6 games. Cleveland is still within reach for the wild card. They're a half game back of the Jays and the Mariners. Now, for the second time this week, a run scores on a balk, then another scores on a wild pitch. So you knew that this one was going to be wild from the jump. Cole Calhoun and Leody Taveras drive in 2 on a few singles, and if you're counting, so Corey Seager has a home run. That makes it 4 consecutive games with a home run for Corey Seager. He has 20 home runs on the season, and this OPS plus continues to get better and better. He is really starting to earn that contract. Then the rookie Josh Smith, he gets his first big league home run, but this came via the Little League fashion. He motors around after Laureano misses it, and then Taveras smokes a 2-run double to make it 10 runs. Leody, he's still just 23 years old. He has a 130 OPS plus in his first 63 at-bats. Now, the Oakland offense did kind of tee off a little bit towards the end of the game, and this is where Brett Martin, I don't know if he's the new closer for the Rangers, but he shreds up that lineup in the 9th for his 3rd save, and the Rangers, they're 3.5 games back of a wild card spot. They could be a playoff team if they keep playing like this. And last but not least, this might sound like I'm being sarcastic, but I swear I'm being dead serious. This game right here could be a turning point for the Pirates if Mitch Keller has figured it out. So they scored 3 early thanks to Castillo and Newman, but the story was Mitch Keller. The guy's 26 years old. He has all of the stuff in the world to be a top flight starting pitcher in this league. His fastball spin is elite, and he has a nasty curveball, and he showed it off for 7 shutout innings. So he didn't walk anyone, which is huge. If Keller can figure it out and Quinn Priester is going to be the stud that we all think he's going to be, Pittsburgh, they can make some noise in the next few seasons. And also, speaking of making noise, there's Jake Marisnick with a 3-run blast. So that is going to do it for today's recap. Again, thank you so much for all of the support as of late. I cannot wait to hit 500,000 subs. That is going to be insane. But before we show the web gems, 67 years ago today, look at Stan the Man Musial hitting a walk-off home run in the 1955 All-Star Game. I believe that's the only walk-off home run in All-Star Game history. I can't remember if Fred Lynn's grand slam was a walk-off, but either way, the human splinter Stan Musial was one of the greatest hitters of all time. And to end today's recap, let's go ahead and show the web gems.
Yeah, there goes Ramirez. Sebi wants to take care of him, and he's out.
Barehanded by Valdez. He'll throw on to first. Look at this. Beautiful. Little bloop, and it's caught by the Crone Zone. Into shallow right field goes Jake Cronenworth. He robs him. Would have tied the game.
A little bouncer. Left side of the mound, a sliding stop. Oh. Up, throws to first. Nice play.
It looked like a shortstop making that play. I didn't see that one coming. It looked like it's going to be a base hit until that.
So hard.
And Hall with a fly ball into deep left center. Carlson over. Oh, he made the catch! Instead, he is at its center.
I'm telling you, this kid can play.
All you got, top of the zone.
Ground ball, diving stop. Newman throws and gets.
Oh, stellar defense.
That's the shortstop.
Scored 2 down. Luis Robert, first ball swinging, pops it up down the right field line. Foul ground. Jones, a sliding catch is made by Nolan Jones. Made a sliding catch in foul ground.
It's sharply diving at shortstop. Abrams gets up the throw in time. Got him. C.J. Abrams, a spectacular play at short.
Bounce to first. Walker. There's one. Got him! Double play.